Hello, hello, hello. A very warm welcome to all our friends, viewers, stakeholders, fans of Africa Rise with Susan West. It is another Saturday, and today is been hectic for me, but I'm happy I got around to do so much, just before coming on live. Well, as you join this broadcast, do the needful, which is create watch parties, invite your friends, and share this broadcast. Send in your questions and comments. I just want to say today's broadcast is a flash guest episode. So you are going to have an opportunity to call and make your contributions if you don't want to type. All right. And so, yes, I am super excited to talk about our topic of discussion today. It's just so many things going on, too many drama all around Nigeria. That's what we want to focus on today. And so, yes, I'm really glad to see you. I do hope that wherever you're joining us from around the world, that your the atmosphere around you is superb. Right. I just want to start today's broadcast by playing Nigeria's original national anthem. Many of us, under 40, probably, might not have sang the old anthem, but there are people who will have this nostalgic moment just listening to what the Nigerian national anthem used to be like. So just give me a moment to play you this anthem, and we will come back to talk about the conversation for today.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Welcome back. Nigeria, we hail thee. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. That was the kind of Nigeria we were supposed to have. That was the kind of Nigeria that the original, people who fought for the independence of Nigeria would have imagined that we will have. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. I don't know why they changed the anthem to what we have today, because the anthem for today, the current anthem that Nigeria sings, doesn't minister to a lot of us. It doesn't speak to our conscience, to our minds. Well, today we're going to be talking about a lot of things going on in Nigeria with the Pantami, the Minister of Communication, who have been, called out for his views before he became a minister. And before I go ahead to talk about whatever that my opinion might be on the issue, I just want to play this recording of this Issa Pantami.
Wannan musulmai haƙƙi ne akan malaman musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan 'yan siyasan musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan ma'aikata gwamnatin musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan jami'an tsaro musulmai. Dole su tsaya su ga an bi kadun jinin 'yan uwanmu da aka zubar. Dole su tsaya su ga an bi kadun 'yan uwan jininmu da aka cuta. Jinin alade ya fi shi daraja. Duk da yaran nan 'yan Boko Haram sun yi laifi, amma kisan da aka musu adalci ne. Ka duba yadda ake kwantar da mutane, yadda ka san aladu ana harbe su. Idan sun yi laifin me yasa za extrajudicial killings? A kai su gaban hukuma mana a hukunta su. Ka kama mutum yana kwance kana kashe shi. In ba musulmi ba ake wannan. Mutanen Neja Delta sun yi wannan, sun kashe jami'an tsaro, sun saci mukamai, sun kashe turawa, sun yi kidnapping turawa, amma kun karbe su, kun bude musu ministry, kun sa musu minista, kun ba su albashi, suna daukan salari ba sa aiki. Laifin su bai kai na waɗannan 'yan Boko Haram ba. Amma me yasa za a yi haka? Me yasa ake selective justice?
If you listened carefully, if you listen intently, like I did, you would hear someone who is so emotional, so emotional that about what he was talking about. For people who didn't read the subtitle really quickly, let me just give you a rundown of what this Issa Pantami was saying. He was so upset that the Nigerian army was killing Boko Haram. And he went ahead to say that even if Boko Haram committed a crime, is that the reason Nigerian army will kill them like pigs? And then he went ahead to compare that militants have been kidnapping foreigners and doing all sorts of things, and the Nigerian government go ahead and give them ministerial positions and so on and so forth. But you see, when I listened to that video, that audio, what came, what was so profound was not just what he said, but the emotion that he carried with him when he said it. This man was so passionate about the way he felt that Nigerian army was killing criminals, Boko Haram members who were killing innocent Nigerians. And then he went ahead to compare these people to the Niger Delta militants. And I'm wondering what kind of a mind, what kind of a sick mind, a confused mind, a twisted mindset will make a man as educated as Issa Pantami at that time to express such opinion and filled with such emotion. Like this man he was literally crying. He was so pained that Nigerian army was killing Boko Haram. This is an educated man. And my take on it is that I understand that the Nigerian government, the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari, for some reason, has come out to say that the man, Issa Pantami, is a different man now. He's a changed man now. He's repented. His views have changed. And I wonder that someone who was already a grown man, a full-fledged grown man who had ideas like that, will actually really be a changed person in the regard as to the things and the views that he expressed and his support for terrorists killing innocent Nigerians. He's today a minister holding a very sensitive position as far as communications and holding the, as far as communication goes in Nigeria. I want to also play the reactions that some Nigerians have had. I want to play Aisha Yesufu's reaction to Issa Pantami's situation.
The presidency is not Garba Shehu. The presidency is not even Muhammadu Buhari. The presidency is an institution, and that institution must not be seen in any way whatsoever supporting someone who has been seen, who is now known to have been a terrorist sympathizer. We cannot be a nation that allows people who support terrorism to be out there in our public domain as public servants. We cannot have a minister of a sector that is so sensitive as per our information. Everything under that sector be someone who is a terrorist sympathizer, whether has been or still is, or whether he repented or not repented. That is not the issue. The issue is that our presidency, which is an institution, must not be seen in any way supporting and conniving with a terrorist sympathizer. You cannot come and tell me that Pantami was a child when he made those statements. He wasn't a child when he made those statements. He wasn't a teenager when he made those statements. He wasn't a young adult when he made those statements. He was a fully fledged adult. I was pregnant in 2001 with my last child when 9/11 happened. When Taliban issue was all around, that child is going to be 20 December this year. That child is already an adult. Talk less of somebody who is about my age at that time. I was born in 1973. And that's about the time that also Pantami was born. So we were not teenagers when he made those statements. He was an adult, a developed adult with his mind, and he knew what he was doing. That today he has been found out. Today he has been found out and he's apologizing. It's not a reason for presidency to come out and make such statement that they released today, signed by Garba Shehu. We must not be a nation that allows terrorists and those who sympathize with terrorism to be our ministers or in our public offices. How do you think they're going to look at you around the world? That you come from a country of terrorism? Our government has been behaving in a terrorist manner. And today we see supporting those who support terrorism. If Pantami wasn't found out, would he have apologized? Would he have told us he had apologized? Would he have heard any of that? For how long has he been blackmailed with this information? For how long have our country been put in dear situation because of this information? How do we continue like this? The presidency should not dare the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And let me tell every one of us, we are all in this, and this affects every one of us. My daughter was born in 2001. She's going to be 20 this year. I cannot put her information in the hands of somebody who supported terrorism by the time she was being born. I cannot put her information in the hands of somebody who supports the terrorist act. Terrorist acts of terrorists that have terrorized the world and put all of us in this dear situation that we are in today. We travel as Nigerians, we're looked upon one kind. And today we're going to add the toga of terrorism. And we have a government that supports terrorism and people who sympathize with terrorism. How is that going to work? That is not going to work. Pantami must go. That's the issue. Terrorism is not something to be joked with. Terrorism is not something you support as an adult and then you come, all of a sudden, you no longer support it. He wasn't an impressionable teenager when he made those statements. And let me tell you, the police that they used to come out and attack people who protest, they're already coming for you, right? And they will come for you. For the military, if you think this is none of your business, it's your business also. They're already coming for you. They're already coming for you, and they will come for you. We are here now today. All of us have been made vulnerable. All of us have been made vulnerable. Where do we know our information have been sent to? Where do we know our information have been sent to? This is the time for the trade unions to come out. This is the time for the trade unions to come out. This is the time for the professional bodies to come out. This is the time for the student union to come out. This is the time for every Nigerian to be concerned because this affects all of us. What other people are they harboring there? What other sympathizers are they harboring there? We cannot look away. Pantami has to go. And that's as simple as it is.
You know what? Diet Africa. Yes, very passionate lady she is. Absolutely very passionate. Welcome. You know, when Aisha Yesufu was talking about we cannot leave our information in the hands of this person. For people who don't understand what she's talking about, I'll just make it simple, pure and simple. You know that this man is in charge of, all the, he has access to all the phone registrations that is going on in Nigeria. And he's the one trying to make sure that not one single Nigerian has a phone number that is a SIM card that is not registered to someone. It means that every single phone number, GSM phone number in Nigeria must be registered to someone. And that means that the person's information, entire information, date of birth, where they're from, their village, their local government, their family, all these information will be privy. He will have access to these information. I saw a video where Abubakar Shekau of the Boko Haram big boy was calling him out. I didn't want to bother playing that video because I don't speak Hausa and I can't do a translation, but a friend of mine translated to me what was being said in the video. And Abubakar Shekau is calling out Issa Pantami for, because as far as he knows, you're supposed to be our guy. You're supposed to be in our clique. We were together before. Now you're beginning to speak Turanchi, which is speaking English, And so Shekau is going on to threaten Issa Pantami. But what the dynamics that a lot of people might not really see or understand is that simply because Shekau is fighting Pantami does not mean that Pantami is now a good guy. The truth of the matter is there is more to the story than meets the eye. There is more to the story than meets the eye because Abubakar Shekau would not have been put in the know. He's probably not informed by the people who know Pantami as an extremist, as someone who is a terrorist sympathizer. Therefore, he doesn't know the big plan they have. He's probably thinking Pantami has abandoned what he's supposed to be. He's a sellout. He's probably looking at him as a sellout. Therefore, he's threatening him. But the people who put Pantami in that very sensitive position know the reason why they put him there. They know the reason why they put Pantami there. I haven't listened to his audio and how passionate that man spoke. Like Aisha Yesufu was saying, this man was not a teenager. He was not an impressionable teenager at the time he made those statements. An impressionable teenager could be anyone. Everyone is a product of society. Anyone can be vulnerable depending on the environment and the upbringing or the adults around them. But this man was a full-fledged grown man at the time he made this statement. He's an Islamic cleric, so something like that. So a man who spoke with such passion, almost crying, I could hear from his voice, angry that Nigerian army was killing Boko Haram like pigs. Such a man should not be allowed to hold a position that exposes every single Nigerian. Every single Nigerian. It means that all our data are in his hands, and it's a matter of whatever they choose to do with it. They have access to this information. Diet Africa says it is very, very risky to leave such information in the hands of such a person. God help us. Absolutely, God help us. I'm also going to play a video of Buba Galadima and his reaction to Issa Pantami as he's being called out.
This issue should not be religionalized. It is not a question of religion, because I don't believe Issa Pantami is a representative of Islam. And I want the world to know that even the sect that he belongs to, the Salafia sect, even within that, he is a minority group. And you also know that the Qadriya and the Tariqa group are 80% of Nigerian Muslims. So he is just a minute portion that even in Islam, There are a lot of groups that do not believe in his own ways of practicing Islam. So I want us to look at this issue objectively as an issue that is negating the laws of our country. We can't pick and choose. If anybody commits any offense, irrespective of his position, irrespective of his tribe, irrespective of his religion, the law must take its course. This is a moral burden on the side, on the shoulders of this government, on the chest of this government. If any of their ministers or officials or any appointee is found to be wanting and has before, now, or in the future, contravenes the law of the country, so will he be appropriately be treated. I don't want us to look at it as Fantami is a Muslim or is a Christian. That is not the issue. If he commits any offense before, and now we discover that he committed that offense, he should be treated accordingly. That is my view.
You know, that is Buba Galadima's view. You know, if Nigeria was a place where there was honor and integrity and people had, you know, of course, it's a broken system. We shouldn't expect too much of the present day Nigeria. But this man should resign. And if he doesn't want to resign, he should have been fired from his position. Diet Africa says the same way he left his previous position, he can still leave the present. Like they say, the only permanent thing in life is change. The government needs to be careful. Careful? This government. If Issa Pantami was from a different part of Nigeria, I will tell you, like they took out the minister of what's the finance minister, the Yoruba lady, when they found out she had a forged NYSC certificate, she was made to resign. But Issa Pantami has been forgiven. He's been forgiven already, and President Muhammadu Buhari has come out and said, giving his opinion that the guy he's changed, his views has changed, you know. So as it is today, they have no plans of taking this man out of that position. They have no plans of sacking that man. How in the name of God are you going to be sleeping in your house comfy, closing your eyes, 2 eyes, and going to bed, knowing that the person who is holding that position that has that, which means that he knows which local government you're from, every single Nigerian. If he picks your name, he can go on his system and look. As far as he's got your name and your son name, he can find out where you're from, your village, your family, your local government, to your great-grandfather's house, because that's what happens when you go and register your SIM card. They ask you for your local government, they ask you for your home address, they ask you for your father's name, they ask you for your mother's name, they ask you for everything. And then it means that I don't even want to begin to go further to say what that might imply, but we know in the present day Nigeria that we have what this portends for an average Nigerian. Susanna Jacob says, why is it so difficult for the government to let this guy go? Don't we have capable hands except for this guy? Absolutely. They have a reason. That's what I'm saying. When they then go and play the video of Abubakar Shekau, the Boko Haram, Lord, when they play it, people are going to be confused, thinking, Shekau wants to kill Issa Pantami. It must mean that Issa Pantami is now a born again, or he's repented for real. Therefore, Shekau is upset with him. No, there is a grand plan. There is a grand plan why he is given that position and why he's not going to be sacked. They have a need for him. They know what they want to use Issa Pantami to achieve in Nigeria. Therefore, they're not going to sack him. So nobody should get it all mixed up because Shekau is fighting Issa Pantami now, because Shekau might not have been given all the details as to why Issa Pantami was brought into that position to become Minister of Communication. Welcome, darling. Welcome. it's a sad situation. It's so sad. I'm gonna play a video. I'm just gonna run through quickly so that our broadcast today is not so long. If you want to call and contribute, please feel free to call our numbers. I'm gonna put the number on screen right now. It is +7459 349 175. Anyone who wants to make a contribution, please feel free to call this number on WhatsApp. Okay, just call on WhatsApp and make your contribution on these issues. And I'm going to just go ahead and play Hope Uzodimma, the governor of Imo State of Nigeria. His house was set ablaze.
Hope, Onwa compound is burning. The governor of Imo State, his house is burning. The governor of Imo State, his house is burning. The governor of Imo State.
Jesus, what in this women pose? How old go with this in a fence, baby? How to eat more local? How to eat more local?
A country where a sitting governor's house is going to be set ablaze, a country where a sitting governor's home is going to be set ablaze. You're wondering what kind of security the rest of the ordinary people have. This false sense of security we've always lived in Nigeria with, suddenly it's exposed that there is no security in Nigeria, only God. It is only divine help that we've had in that country. Because it goes to show that when people wake up and are grieved and want to take matters into their own hands and do stuff, they can do it. I don't know who is responsible for that. We don't know who is responsible for the burning of, or what is responsible for it. But one thing I can say for sure is a man who was not on the ballot box, or probably number 5 or number 6, who was forcefully installed on the people of Imo State to become governor, definitely has a lot of enemies. Yes. So you can imagine how porous the Nigerian society and community is. Nanre Rimpian Nanre says they definitely have a reason. Absolutely. Susanna Jacob says, what is going on in this country? Your guess is as good as mine. We're speculating because, of course, when you don't have all the evidence at hand, you can't be so factual. But your gut instincts will tell you when you begin to factor in all the, little bits and pieces here and there and begin to make sense of it and understand where we're headed for. Just a few days ago, the United Kingdom had offered IPOB members asylum in the UK, saying that anyone who feels persecuted in Nigeria who's an IPOB member should seek asylum with the United Kingdom. And gone are the days where, they would have jumped at it. When I read comments on social media, I listen to the things they say, you then realize that we are far gone. It's not a joke anymore. Why didn't I was wondering if the UK knows that they are persecuted, why haven't the UK government condemned the Nigerian government for all the atrocities that have been committed under their purview, So it's sad. Absolutely. And I'm just going to quickly move on. And anyone who wants to call, please call. Feel free, call in. Our numbers are on the screen, are going to come on the screen again. Call in, make your contributions. I want to play a short video, really short video, but I want to use that video to then go ahead to explain my next topic of how twisted, how confused, how abused our minds are, especially in Nigeria, when you find young boys going to graveyards to take a bath because some babalawo have told them this is one of the things you have to do as a ritual to become wealthy. Watch this video.
Èdè máa pariwo Grace. Màá wọlé wọlé torí bọ́ọ̀lù cemetery gan. Ọmọ sípara. God why poverty no good ajé. Oh boy. Ilé tún bókù sọ̀rọ̀ ni, ilé bókù sọ̀rọ̀ ni o. Fair guys, ọmọ. Ìwé lọ́tún ṣe báyìí, wọ́n tún sọ́ra. Ọmọ ó ti dógún. Yépa.
Oh Lord, I don't know, why do juju people or babalawo, all these people who do this, why do they always have to wear tie red or white cloth? Why is there someone who can explain to me why it has to be a red cloth or a white cloth? Can you imagine the stupidity? Can you imagine the reason why we read on social media, a boy who killed his mom for ritual, money ritual? Can you imagine the mindset? Can you imagine, because the society is so broken, the system is so broken, there are no jobs. Young people go to school, go to university and come out, can't find jobs. And then they think that some magic can make them become wealthy. Look at those young boys bathing in, tying red cloth around their waist and taking a bath in graveyards. Oh Lord, the danger in it is the fact that we don't understand the power of limiting beliefs in our lives. The power of limiting beliefs in our lives. Like, we've grown up and we've been told all these stories, some of them true, some of them lies, some of them fiction, some of them are just bogus, but you can imagine a generation of children growing up and believing in some spiritual manipulation to get physical money. So some spiritual like people conjuring things in the realm of the spirit, just so that you can get money that is printed in the physical world by paper money. It goes to show how it goes to show how conditioning is a very powerful thing. We don't understand, when we're conditioned, we can kill each other because we believe in something. Not realizing that simply because you believe in something does not make it true. Simply because you believe in something does not, your reality can never be the same reality as another person. The fact remains that you cannot go and do jazz or juju or whatever you call it, black magic, whatever. You cannot do that to earn physical money. If that was possible, the babalawos and all these people should have been the richest people in this world. If it was possible to conjure real paper money. Let me tell you how the devil deceives and manipulates us. they bring people into the circle of this cult, and they make them go through all these rituals and procedures and whatever. And then because they're a cult or a society, they, in this physical world, they exist as human beings. What they do is empower each other. They empower each other. They create opportunities for each other because now they are part of a community that have taken an oath. Sometimes they have shed blood. Sometimes they have killed. Also, all sorts of rituals they have done. Maybe animals, or even sometimes human beings. The trick here is that these people form a community, and when you become part of them, they create opportunities for you to make money. And then you foolishly attribute the monies you have made from belonging to this society or community of ritualists or cultists, and then you begin to attribute it because you killed your mother or you killed your father or you killed your child, and therefore that's the reason why the monies have come. Nanre Ripien says, we are our own problem, or get rich quick syndrome. And as it is, there is no guarantee they will get the money, wahala. Absolutely. No guarantees they will get the money. And if for some reason, coincidentally, things just begin to work out, or things just begin to work out, then they say it's because of the rituals they did just the other day. Such a shame, such an embarrassment. And my final talk for today is going to be on Ada Jesus. I never knew Ada Jesus even as a comedian. I never heard, probably must have heard about her, but didn't even know who she was, didn't even know what she did. But this drama of Odumeje and Rita Edochie came out, and of course, most people came to know about Ada Jesus. What I want to do right now is not to talk about whatever that has happened. May God rest her soul. But what I want to do right now is to play to, in her memory, the comedy skits that she's done online that many of us are just finding out today, now. So when I do go ahead to play that video, I will come back with my closing remarks, and I have just a few things to say to this regard. Just enjoy Ada Jesus comedy skits.
Is for my beloved president, Muhammad Buhari. Sorry for my English. I didn't go to school because I don't want to go. I don't want in a situation whereby if I finish going to school, no job, I'll be laundering around. So manage my English. What I want to say is that, please, my president, as you are coming out today to say something this evening, if you don't know anything you want to say to us, if you don't have anything to say to us, just kukuma say good evening, my Nigerians, or good evening, my people. We accept your good evening. Just say good evening. If you don't know what to say, just come out and say good evening. We just want to know if you're okay. We care for you. I care about you. We just want to know if you're still alive, you're okay. So if you don't know anything to say to us, just say good evening, okay? Thank you.
You know what? I just fell in love with, unfortunately, she's no longer here with us. I just fell in love with Ada Jesus in the past few weeks. I came to know a lot about her. Likewise, a lot of you guys watching. And then I realized that the people who have been following her, who then went ahead to advise her to go and apologize to the people she must have offended, because that's the reason she must have been sick. When I compiled all the information that I've gathered, I just realized that this is the reason why we're at the place where we're at as Nigerians. This Ada Jesus have been sick since she was 11 years old. Ada Jesus has had kidney problems since she was 11 years old, long before she ever dreamt of meeting a man called Odumeje. long before she dreamt of meeting the woman called Rita Edochie. Unfortunately, Nigeria is a society where we even if you found out on time you have a particular sickness, there are no people don't have money to take care of those, to treat themselves, especially when it goes beyond buying Panadol, paracetamol, or some kind of malaria medicine. Ada Jesus has lived. I come away with something from watching her and understanding the sort of person she is and how she's known all these years that she was not going to be around for too long. Yet the spirit that she carried with her to create moments of laughter and joy for other people. Ada Jesus knew from the age of 11 that she was sick and that she was going to die, that she wasn't going to be here for too long. Yet she carried on with life as though like she didn't care. I ran into someone who is so bitter, and he was complaining. He made a video. He was complaining about everyone talking about that Jesus. Now, when she was there doing her comedy skits, nobody was there to support her. He particularly called out Channels Television, and they never support upcoming artists, which is a shame. It is true, and it is a shame. It is a shame because the only time you will find some of these major media houses promote Nigerian upcoming artists is when they have been identified by other people, usually not even Nigerians or Nigeria, or maybe they become trending. It's a shame that we got to know about her only lately. But I've come to learn so much from listening and to all the different sides of the story that come with it. She dealt with so much. She had a child, she was married. And to think that other than the kidney issue, she also had breast cancer, which was never known. They saw a growth on her breast, and no, they didn't go ahead to find out if it was benign or not. And so during these few days, her last moments in Abuja, they found out that she also had breast cancer. And it's a shame. It's a shame that she didn't make it. But I am particularly talking about this so that those people who are confused, who are still in cuckoo land, thinking that it is a powerful prophet somewhere who was so mad with Ada that made her sick or killed her or made sure she died. You must come out of that alternate reality that you live in, because it is true that there can be spiritual manipulations at different levels, but it is also true that people die of sicknesses, illnesses that sometimes can be avoided if we seek medical intervention early, and if we have access to, to medicine and to medical facilities that can help us live longer. Ada Jesus could have been here longer if she had intervention early, even with her kidney problem, even with the breast cancer. There are many people who survive it. So this is just in her memory, in her honor. We just do pray that her family is consoled in ways that only God can, because all we can do is say our condolences or rest in peace. At the end of the day, she has a family who is going to deal with the real, impact of her passing. We just want to say God rest her soul. And I'm going to leave today with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi that says, "I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet." You know what that means? It means that we will not allow, we should be careful the sort of information we allow into our minds, into our spirits. the information that we are exposed to, the sort of places we hang around, and the sort of information that we absorb. The moment we allow other people to walk through our minds with their dirty feet, we become victims of those people, i.e., all those fake prophets, fake whatever that you have, so many of them now in Nigeria, where they huff and puff, they do all these things, and when the real deal comes, we don't see any miracle. They seem to be raising dead people, they seem to be curing all sorts of diseases and performing miracles that are we cannot even say for real happen. But when the real issues happen, I have seen people who are so sick, they travel all the way to Lagos to go to TB Joshua's church. They travel all the way to all these places, and they end up dying because on television they have seen these people perform miracles, and they believe in these people's spiritual ability to help them. But every single one of them that I have seen that went to these people died. We should now, as Nigerians, as Africans, begin to get ourselves out of that madness. I am not saying there are no real miracles. I am not saying there are no genuine men and women of God. But this idea that this thing that allows us to relinquish all our powers into another person's hands, in the way they prophesy to us, see rubbish and visions that are lies and tell us and scatter our lives, our families. We're fighting amongst ourselves. We're calling each other witches and wizards because some prophet have told you this person is the cause of your problem. There are different levels of wizardry and witchcraft, no doubt about it. But we have to come out of that place where we are so vulnerable and gullible to these people. If Odumeje had power, he could have saved. If he had all those powers and those magic, all those performances he does on stage, in the altar or wherever, he could have saved Ada, but he couldn't, because everything we've been seeing, everything they've been showing us is all razzmatazz. And so I just want to advise us to not allow anybody to walk through our minds with their dirty feet. Choose what you allow into your mind. Well, I know that a lot of people would have loved to call, but not everyone is able to do so or can't do so. But I do appreciate for your, contributions. Direct Africa says, only ignorant folks patronize them. God can heal without any so-called prophet's intervention. Absolutely. I believe in miracles. I have experienced miracles. I experience miracles every day of my life. I have significant miracles that I can attest to, and I didn't have to go to a prophet or a man of God. All I needed was to know the word of God and put it into action. Pastors are there, prophets are there for different reasons. They are genuine ones, don't get me wrong. But we must come out of this ignorant place. We must come out of this ignorant place that is killing us. And so, thank you for joining us on today's broadcast. If you haven't liked, followed, or subscribed to our channels, please do so. If you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe. And when you do, press the bell button so that you are alerted when we do go live. And if you haven't liked and followed us on Facebook, it is SWOB21, SWOB21 on Facebook. There are lots of people who watch on my personal wall. If you do migrate to like and follow us on my page, I will so appreciate it. And of course, our handle on Instagram is Africa_rise.tv. I will see you tomorrow with our guest, Senator Shehu Sani. We will be talking about Chad, the passing of the president of Chad, and the implications for Nigeria and the rest of Africa, especially West Africa. And so, yes, I still leave you with this word. I will not allow anybody to walk through my mind with their dirty, dirty feet. And so I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. See you same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.